The festive season is a time to celebrate. It's a time to eat, drink and be merry. Feasts of roasts, brides, fast food and whatever else you can think of happen on the daily. And then when we get back to work, we're sluggish and demoralized. Really, this period gives us no time to think about the consequences of this kind of eating on our productivity at work. But a little heads up, we really should be thinking about it. The short days of unconscious eating that usually happens during the holidays actually do have a direct impact on our productivity at work. Unhealthy meals have been shown to slow down brain activity, which directly means low productivity. According to managers.org, the problem is when we think about factors that contribute to workplace performance, we rarely give much consideration to food. For those battling to stay on top of emails, meetings and deadlines, food is simply fuel. But as it turns out, this analogy is misleading. The food we eat affects us more than we realize. So with so many benefits to healthy eating, both in the short and the long term, how can we specifically improve our nutrition so that we're better prepared for work in the new year? This conversation we're having with dietitian Ki Tumetse Makuku. Mama Kuku, thank you so much for coming here on First Issues and affording us your time. Today we're talking about healthy eating. But first we want to understand food and productivity. What is the correlation between the two?
Food is the most important concept. We need food to survive, but not just all food. Food can be nutritious and non-nutritious. Nutritious meaning that you follow a balanced diet. A balanced diet meaning that food from all the food groups. Food is divided into different food groups, 5 food groups. Your bread, cereals and grains, that's the first group. Fruits, vegetables, your milk and dairy products, your fats and oils. So those are the food groups, and then you have to make sure that you balance them. So the bread, cereals and grains group is a source of energy. They're the main source of energy because they have carbohydrates, a lot of carbohydrates. And in the bread, cereals and grains group, you want to choose the whole grains, the ones that have fiber, that will fill you. Obviously, when you're full, you're going to be productive. I will also mention that they are the main source of energy. And the fruits and vegetables, as we know, they are full of antioxidants, they're full of minerals, vitamins, that will also help in protecting your body against viruses like COVID or any other infections. Things like your milk and dairy products, they contain protein. That will also help in sort of building the muscles or you're repairing worn-out tissues. And we have the fats and oils. We do need fat, we do need oils, but in small quantities. Obviously the good fats, because we have the good and bad fats. So the good fats are the plant oils mainly, olive oil, canola, sunflower oil. Those are the plant oils that are considered to be healthier than the animal fat. And even margarine, you can use soft margarine instead of hard margarine. The hard margarine is high in saturated fat or hydrogenated fat that will not be good for your heart health. So if you take all food from all the food groups, as I mentioned them, in moderation, that's healthy eating. And when you're eating healthy, obviously you're going to be productive in the workplace.
So with that understanding that you've just put forth to us, how then can we improve our nutritional intake so that we're better prepared to be productive at work?
One thing that we take into consideration is the fact that people do or work different. We've got different working environments. One, there's an environment where you really have to wake up at 6, be in the office at 6 and do office work until 10 p.m. Always be seated in the office. And then there's one who would be going just around 6 as well, or 7 or 8, now doing manual work. So that also is taken into consideration. That, okay, if somebody is in office work, not doing a lot of manual work, obviously they'll have to do light but quicker snacks. Especially that those people who are seated in the office, most of the times, they don't even have time for lunch or tea break because they're always glued into their computers and laptops. So that also will advise that at least have something by the desk, a fruit maybe just to just a bite of apple while you are working. But we need to bear in mind that when you eat and doing something at the same time, you're not going to feel like you're eating. That's another problem. But I'm just saying that at least when you can just put in something inside your mouth rather than not having anything, because there are those people that will tell you that I've been in my office from 6 until 5 p.m. and I had not taken anything. And that will obviously drain you. You will not have energy. And the brain uses a lot of energy. If you don't take enough, then it's going to affect the brain. And then you get tired, moody. Those are the things that you can experience.
Mema Kuku, our conversation today is on the premise that people are usually not very mindful of what they eat during the festive period. They just want to enjoy themselves. So we want to find out how they can bring a balance between enjoyment, but still being very careful about what it is that they're putting into their bodies, because they still need to get back to work and be productive.
Okay, what we normally say is that we don't dispute that one has to have fun, have a treat, whether you are diabetic, whether you want to lose weight. We do acknowledge that you can have a slice of cake, or, eat whatever, junk or whatever. But what we're saying is that if it has to be planned. When it's planned, that, okay, we're going out for dinner, or we're having a dinner, then at least your breakfast and your lunch should be healthier. So that whatever that you're having at dinner, at least it was just for one meal. Other than just having whatever at breakfast and lunch and dinner, then it mixes up the whole thing. But if you eat right for breakfast and then your lunch, then you know that, okay, dinner, we're having dinner and it's going to be junk, cakes and stuff. It's okay. And then again, what we normally say is that it doesn't hurt to have a slice of cake. Make sure that you control the portions. Even if it's a cake, just have a slice. If it's a chocolate, just have a slab. If it's whatever, just take a little amount. Don't take too much.
Ultimately, we want to develop, good eating habits and goals that are long-term. So with that in mind, how can we prepare ourselves and plan for those goals in a smart way?
The first thing is that really what we normally talk about is that as much as you want a goal, you're making a goal regarding healthy eating. Preference is the most important thing. You make those goals, but preference in what you eat. Much as the brown rice is healthy, brown pasta is healthy, musukhani is healthy. If you don't feel like eating brown rice, we'll just say, just do what you prefer, but still within the healthy eating guidelines. And you do it step by step. Obviously, if you've been somebody who doesn't take fruits and vegetables at all, you're going to say, okay, today I'm going to start with one fruit at a time, maybe per meal. After breakfast, I'll have a fruit. After lunch, I'll have a fruit. That you are going towards to reach that goal. I'm going to make 5 steps today, tomorrow 10 steps. I'm going to walk this much distance. That is just, you do it slowly. Eventually, it becomes a habit. And I've realized that a lot of times people, when we tell them that we sort of guide them in the meal plans and the healthy lifestyle, they'll just tell you that, you know what, I've realized that this thing can work. I didn't need a lot of effort in making a change in my lifestyle. So it really has to start in your mind. If you are ready, then you're going to be able to do it.
This program was brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?